How to use the positive effects of above cuff vocalization ACV. Speechless in the intensive care unit. Intensive care medicine enables seriously ill people to survive accidents and illnesses. Over 90% of the patients in an operative intensive care unit are mechanically supported in their lung function. A blocked tracheostomy tube ensures secure ventilation and supports secretion management. When awake, people usually spend 61% of their time verbally communicating with others. Language is therefore a very central aspect of human interaction and a basic need. This is usually not possible for patients with a blocked tracheostomy tube whose cuff cannot be deflated, especially with ventilation. In a study, 58% of those questioned asked about the stress during the ventilation period, saying that the inability to speak was the worst. This can lead to great frustration, aggressiveness, and even depression. This can affect cooperation and motivation of the patient for therapy. The patient and his social environment. This situation is perceived as critical and disturbing. There is speechlessness on both sides. The patient cannot speak, the relatives are insecure. What if partners have to say goodbye to each other? How does the patient express his will, his wishes? Communication through writing down or lip reading is tedious, and the intimacy of the encounter would be disturbed by nursing staff. Experience language again. Secretions collect above the inflated cuff in the subglottic area that cannot be removed by normal suction through the tube. This secretion is potentially contaminated and can lead to infections. By using tracheostomy tubes with subglottic suction, like the TRACOE extract tracheostomy tubes, this secretion can be aspirated and thus infections such as ventilator-associated pneumonia or events can be reduced. The subglottic suction line does not only have to serve for suction. Air can also be introduced into the TRACOE extract tube through the suction line above the blocked cuff, possibly putting the patient back in a position to speak, equals ACV. The application of the ACV enables the patient to phonate again using the airflow. This starts in small steps up to speaking. The possibility of being able to communicate again means that the patient relaxes and any aggressions are reduced. Possible frustration with patient and nursing staff is counteracted, and motivation and cooperation are increased. Even if it doesn't work for every patient, it is definitely worth trying. Reorientation and acceptance of the situation increases the patient's autonomy and self-care, and verbal communication is like a golden key. This significantly strengthens the patient's resilience and promotes recovery. As a result, the patient is motivated and can communicate again. In these situations, the use of the ACV method is beneficial and creates autonomy. A subglottic flow can do much more. Other positive effects from the laryngeal flow are sensitization in the oropharyngeal area. Swallowing reflex, sensors, and secretion management can be positively influenced. The initiation of protective mechanisms, for example, spontaneous swallowing reflex triggering leads to clearing efforts and swallowing activities of the patient in order to control the supraglottic space. Even passive or comatose patients can benefit from it. Therefore, an ACV attempt should definitely be started.